Hello and welcome back to Bluebird Lane Creations. My name's Tiffany. It's time to get creative. I want to welcome back the Bluebird Lane residents. That's what I'm going to call my subscribers, I think. What do you guys know? Let me know in the comments. Is that dumb? Is that just ridiculous? My Bluebird Lane residents, thank you guys so much for coming back week after week, day after day, and supporting my journey. We've got a few new folks on the block. I want to welcome Mary Dowell, Apollo's Craft Shack, and Karen 3263. Thank you guys for joining me. When I hear Apollo, I have a friend who has a giant Great Dane. His name's Apollo. He is so big, and I just want to smooch his face every minute. I'm a dog person. Like, I smooch every dog. Just an FYI. So I have had a request from my dear friend Evie. She's been commenting on almost every video, and I appreciate her so much. She wanted to see more work with junk mail. I can't even begin to tell you how many junk mail envelopes I have sitting to the side, and I have them in a box, and I think I forget. I get my mail, I bring them up here, I stuff them in a box, and I forget. But we're going to do something super fun today, I think. Not just a pocket, not just things that we've seen. We're going to do something really cool. So let's get started. I have picked, I like to save my colorful envelopes. So I get a credit card offer daily, and they're always these really beautiful colored envelopes. They're shiny, so they're difficult to stamp on, but you can keep them as is. You could collage over it. You could put something there. We've got a couple. I brought a couple of the white ones. This one, can you believe this? Look at how long this window is. Like, this is pretty special. I don't always see that, so I saved that one. This is the brightest pink, T-Mobile pink. I don't have T-Mobile, but they were marketing something to me. So these are the ones that I pulled for today. I don't think we're going to get to all of these. I'm just going to tell you, but I do want to give some of these a try. So let's just start with this super bright pink one, and then maybe we'll do one of these sparkly ones, because I definitely want one of those. What I am doing, what my idea is, and I've not even tried this yet, so we're doing this together. My idea is to make a belly band with a shaker window. And when I say shaker, I'm a card maker. Remember, I come from a card making background. So I have all of this sequins in my stash. Now, if you don't have sequins, here's a little tip. I don't have anything. Oh yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. Let me show you something. If you don't have sequins and you have like a small punch, and it doesn't have to be a circle, this just happens to be what I have right here. I'm going to take a little, so use your scraps, find pieces that you like, use your punch, little hearts, little circles, whatever, and just punch out these. And look, now you've got, this happens to be a double-sided paper, which is going to work perfect, because if it doesn't matter what side's showing, I don't have to worry about the white being up. Just little sequins to go in, right? You're making your own sequence. It would have to be a kind of a small, I did bring in, somebody, bless their heart, random act of kindness, sent me, probably 3 years ago, sent me this, I'm just going to say it, these hideous giant sequins that I probably would never use. And here I am today, 2 or 3 years later. And what I'm thinking is that, maybe I'll just pick one or two of the leaves, or maybe one butterfly, and then put it in with the other sequins, and we'll see what it looks like. I don't know. What do you guys think? Okay. One of the things, and I'm going to save these. We'll just throw these in with one of them. Maybe we'll punch some more. So one thing I wanted to show you, if you're interested in doing this, now the shaker elements that I have, I would normally, in a card, I would have a space. We use, I'm going to see if I have any handy here. No, it's foam tape anyway, and it creates a space so that the shaker elements can shake around in there. So, and it makes sound, you know, the seed beads really give it a sound. And typically when I use sequins, you know, it doesn't matter. Like these ones right here have just the tiniest little pucker to them. So they're scooped inward like a little dish, like a little bowl. They're fairly flat and I still think they're going to work. But ideally, if you were going to get supplies for this, you may want a flat sequins. And I ordered these online so long ago, I can't remember where I ordered them from. I know like Studio Katia has a lot. I can link a couple places if I remember, but you would want to look for flat sequins. And these ones have no curve to them. They're just absolutely flat. And in this kind of mail, they won't press dents into the window. You know, they'll just kind of move around in there. So we likely will work with some like these little ones. The gold I might put in. We're just going to see. We're going to see. So we'll keep our little round punch. What I'm going to do first, I'm going to use my paper trimmer and I'm going to trim this down. I want just, I think the height I'm going to make page size. So we'll do, since the page normally would go, you know, landscape like this and fold in half, I would want the belly band to be able to kind of almost reach the edges of that. So I think we're going to do 8 1/4. And I'll have to get my big trimmer. Well, no, I'm just going to mark it on here. And we'll cut. Okay. Let me get, I don't know where all my pencils disappear to, but we're going to use a pen because I don't have my pencils handy. And I'm just going to mark 8 1/4 on both sides. And then we'll decide how wide we want it here in just a minute. I don't want to pull out the big trimmer just because I have so much stuff on my desk right now. It's right next to me, but so I'm going to go ahead and cut that. And you could save these for collaging. I mean, even to make an embellishment that will match your envelope, saving pieces like that will definitely be helpful if you want to have that kind of cohesive look through your project. It's a great way to add, you know, just take one of these and tear it and add color behind an embellishment that you're making. Okay, I think let's start there and see what that looks like. That's pretty good. On this side, I basically just need to open up. That's pretty close. I'm going to trim this side down just another hair. So I'll keep my big chunk. I'm going to throw these little strips away, and then let's cut this top open, just a sliver to open it up. Now the reason I have decided to open mine up all the way is because I think I'm going to put something down here, then I'll glue it back together. I could have left the top up and just flipped it, but I don't know. I guess I wasn't thinking that far ahead. Let's see what I want behind. I still want to give it that vintage feel, so I'm just digging through my scrap bin here and just kind of checking it out. So I think if we tear it about here, and I'm going to glue this down. Where is my art glitter glue? Okay. I love this paper, both sides. I don't remember right off the top of my head where that came from, but I love when you find stuff in your scrap bin and you're just like, oh, that's pretty. I know why I picked that. Hope everybody's week starting off good. This is my last week before I start my second job, so I'm going to be enjoying all of my spare time that I have. Okay, so I think Now I want to show you guys a little trick. Anytime, so this is called a anti-static powder tool. It's a powder bag full of powder, and I don't like it getting all over my hands, so I use a clip like this. I learned this trick from, oh, I'm trying to remember, Simon Hurley. Sorry, lost it for a second. Simon Hurley taught me this little trick here. And so what I use the anti-static powder tool for, anytime you do something with sequins, the anti-static powder tool will actually take the static away from the window, which helps the sequins move a little more freely. So my project's trying to curl up on me. So I'm just gonna go ahead and get this glued back on now. And I'll get glue all the way. I'm just gonna glue 3 sides currently, just to get it back into position. We'll see if how this works. We might do it differently on everyone. I don't know. I'm just trying to come up with a plan here. Okay. Let's put my pin in my glue for a minute because we're going to be picking sequins out. Oops. Sorry, just having a moment of getting my pin into my glue. Why is it? What in the world is going on around here? Okay, there we go. So, what color do I want with my pink? This is kind of fun. I wish I had more vintage colors or whatever, but we could just do a soft blue with it, or we have this kind of mix. Let's go. This one looks like I've already opened it, so let's go with that. Now, I think because we really only need the sequence in this area, I think I'm going to actually glue this bottom part shut. And I should have done this before. Like I said, that's a learning process. So I'm going to go down here and just come all the way up with my glue. Just to kind of keep the sequence in the upper portion. Otherwise, it's all going to fall to the bottom. And I think a problem that I'm having right now is that the window, the plastic, this art glitter glue is not loving. So I'm going to show you guys something else on the next one. We're going to forego this glue for this project. And let's see. Okay, it's starting to hold. While that glue is setting, let's just cut our next one up. Let's do this little one here. And this one has that like glittery kind of paper. Let's see, I want it right about there. This one I'm just going to leave the size that it is. This is just going to be for my stash. So, you know, I'd have to wait until I have a project this size. But if you have a space like this with no sequence in it, I mean, you could cut that down as you need it. Let's see. That's close. It doesn't have to be perfect. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and leave the top Again, I'm going to go ahead and save, maybe not that piece. I'm going to save this piece for sure. And I'll just keep them with them in my stash so that I can, when it comes time, you know, I can just make something. And we might want to, I'll ink around those edges here in a minute. Okay, let's see what we're doing next. Let me find another piece of paper. This is one out of a kit that I used on Saturday. Let's see. All right. That will work. Okay. I'm going to show you a different way to do this here on this one. So I am going to use my art glitter glue to glue this background paper down. This is on copier paper, so it's a little more difficult to hold. The cardstock is easy to hold in place because it's so thick. But when I print on the printer paper, it's got a mind of its own. Okay. Just try to center it in there, and then we should be in the, should be good to be in that window. Now, I have something called score tape, and I'm going to take my powder tool and do the window here. And then this is score tape, and you can buy this from, this one was from scrapbook.com. You might find different names for it, but score tape is the one that I use. And what it is it's double-sided tape on a roll. And this will stick to anything, truly. Like, it's amazing. Plus you can tear it. So I'm going to leave the backing on it, and I'm going to just put it here and just go all the way down my project. Oops. There's no wiggle room on this, so once you stick it down, that's where it's going to live. It's not like glue, but you can just kind of tear it and then go to the next part. So I'm going to close this off. Let me see, where's my, oh, my window's way up here. I'm going to do this here. And we can put some, we'll just finish this off down here with the score tape since we have it out. And go all the way up this side as well. Now I am going to have to peel this one backing off. Okay, before I get all stuck to myself. I'm going to peel this little backing off here. Maybe. Come on. Oh, for heaven's sakes. Well, there we go. I guess the one side was just being difficult. Sometimes you just have to crease it down and then try to peel it up because it just needs to have time to stick. Okay, let's go back to this part that I tore off and I just didn't want to put it over top of the backing, so that's why I had to take the backing off of those two spots. And I'm trying to get it to the edge because I don't want the edge to be curling up at all. So, and I am gonna, even though the top is, we didn't cut that off, I am gonna take a piece because I don't want the sequins to stick to the top of the tape here. So this will just keep it moving around within the tape boundaries. So then you just put that back on the roll and we'll set that aside. Let me I'm going to get the rest of my backing papers off because that's just going to be the easiest way to do this. And this side as well. Okay, so we've got the sticky stuff all over here. Now I'm going to set my sequins in this spot. Let's see what sequins we want to use with this. I'm thinking either this deep purple or the blue, and I'm leaning towards the purple. So we'll try a few of these in there. So I have, this is totally not necessary, and I didn't, let me see here, where is it? I have this cool little tweezers, it's a sequin scoop, and then the tweezers are for picking up and putting down the sequins where you want them. Just kind of neat. There's some of these sequins that are like, oh, that's what you don't want to do though with the score tape. You don't want to stick the sequins into it like I'm doing. Okay. Okay, let's get just a few more. Oh, that's where our border is right there. Okay, that's probably pretty good. I'm just spreading them out because we do want this as flat as possible. I'm going to pick a few out here that I know are just multiples stuck together. Okay, and then let's look in here and see if we have like one thing. Does this match that? I'll do that. Okay, it's now or never. We're doing it. Okay, this is making me nervous right here because like I said, there's not a lot of wiggle room. If the sequins get in the way, then it's not going to stick down. And we might have to trim this. I'm noticing right now. Oh, we got a sequence in here. Nope, sequence not today. Okay. We are officially sealed on all sides. I'm just going to get it good and stuck down where I know the score tape is. We have our little belly band shaker, but I need to do a few little adjustments. First, I can see white here. I'm going to trim this up. And also here. And this would be stuck down, but because I strive for perfection. Okay. Now, I don't think this is going to stick real well to the envelope, but where I see a little bit of white on the edges, I'm just going to run my, I'm not even putting new ink on here. I just am taking the white away so it's not so noticeable. All right, that's kind of fun. And so, essentially you would have you'd have your journal, and you would glue the top and the bottom down and create a belly band in which you can stick your journaling card under. Obviously this is really thick, but you would slide your journaling card under it, and it just has just a cool look. And, as you move your book around, your things will move and fun. And you could put different pictures. You could put a person back there. Maybe we'll put like a Tim Holtz paper doll on one and see what that looks like. Okay, so that one, I don't know if we'll call it done because we have this credit card on there that I would want covered. But let's do this one, and then we'll kind of decorate these up a little bit. Okay. What did we decide we want in this one? We were going to go with the more flat choice. Let's throw these in there. Got little garbages all over the place here. Okay. I love the little bags these come in, and I save them and put my own ephemera in them after, you know, I empty these things out. Okay, this should be nice and glued, so we'll just, oh, that's probably overkill. Okay, maybe we'll, yeah, I think that's going to be good. So, I mean, I'm just going to be honest, like ideally these are probably not colors that I plan on using in a junk journal, but we're sharing an idea today, and I'm making these from my stash without buying something, you know, just trying to make work what I have. So, especially these beautiful sequins. Let's put this butterfly in there. And I think there's another orange butterfly right here. We'll put two. They can live forever in this little pocket together. Okay, now my sequence is getting all over. All right. Let's get the glue back out, and we will glue this one since that's how we already started it. We'll just tip the sequins in there, and I'm just getting my glue on the very edge here, and I want it sealed all up. Don't want any spaces because the sequins will work their way out over time. So, I mean, not that this will be shaken around and played with a ton, but we still want it. And it doesn't come all the way to the edge because now we've introduced, you know, all this sequins. Oops, that one's not even laying flat. Okay. Oh boy. There we go. I did it. I didn't wait for my glue to dry. See what happens? Look, they're all in the glue. Oh, you sneaky little things. Sneaky peeks. So these ones have to come out because if you leave them in there, they're going to glue themselves to the window, which isn't the end of the world, but it's not what we're going for here. Okay. I've got sequins glued to my hand here. Okay. Let's try this again. We just won't shake it until the glue. There's a little tip. Don't shake it until your glue dries. So we'll leave it on its side like that and let this one set up. Then we'll trim it and shake it and do all the things. So there's two. All right, let's see which one we want to do next. Let's get my pin in my glue here. This thing is having a heck of a time today. Okay, how about a more, like, let's try a more neutral color. What about this giant? Let's cut this thing down. We'll try something a little more neutral that will go in our journals a little easier. Let's do 8 1/4 again. And just for the sake of it being somewhat straight, I like to do 2 points of reference. Let's pull our trimmer out. Ooh, that was a thick envelope. Oh, let's save that. Don't throw that away, because that'll be our color match when we want to do something later. We got a couple really good pieces on that one. Okay. I want to just double check something here. This one looks like it moved just a little, and I just want to be sure when it's flat that we are straight, because I think it's just a hair off. That's all right. We'll trim it after we're done. Okay. Let's find a piece that can go inside this gray. What about this? This is too... That's kind of pretty. Let's try that. I do know that these were papers from my friend Angela. Okay. Let's get this glued down inside. Okay. All right, sorry about that. I was off screen for a second. I apologize. Okay. Let's get this one taped around. This particular score tape is 1/8 of an inch. They make it in all different sizes. Like you can get 1/4 inch is what I use the most often. This was a small project, so I did use the smaller one. And then, I mean, you can get it in 1/2 inch. I think you can even get it bigger, like 1 inch. I'll try to provide a link to scrapbook.com to this tape. They always have it in stock, which is nice. I like when you don't have to worry about running out of something. Okay, let's see what sequence we want to use in this one. So we do have these. Ooh, that was almost a disaster waiting to happen. One of my sequins, I didn't seal it shut, and it's spilling all over the place. Okay. So I'm thinking I think I want to go with the soft blue. These are flat and they'll work the best in here, so let's just stick with that idea. Plus it'll pull out the blues in that paper that we used. Oh, come on. Okay, opened that. I'm gonna go ahead and peel off all my little backings. There's so much glue on my fingers right now. And I do see one little spot right there that we've got to resolve before we put this sequence in. And by resolve, I mean we need to stick some more. A little bit of tape right there. Just a tiny little piece. And that one didn't make it. Stuck to my hand. When your fingers get all this glue on it, it just wants to stick to you and not the project. So try that again. It's a very sticky tape. So I'm just going to patch that hole and go all the way across and then tear up my backing. Okay. Now, we're going to do this one so much better than the others. We are not going to get any sequins in the tape. I'm going to use my little spoon. I'm going to lay them exactly where they're going to go. It's positive talk. Oh, we failed. We failed. Oh, my positive talk didn't work. That's all right. Makes for good TV. Good humor. Okay, so the reason that I'm kind of spreading it around and just not leaving it in a pile is because I want my envelope to lay back down flat, and it's not going to do that if there's a pile in the middle. So I'm just trying to get this one sequence out. Okay, I think we're probably good like that. Let's just not take any more risks here. So this is nice because this envelope is super thick, so it's not being flimsy and trying to have a mind of its own. All right, let's just get all of these things pressed in. Perfect. Oh, you know what? We forgot to put none of these are going to be perfect. We forgot to put in one of our ugly duckling sequins. So anyway, okay. Just going to trim this one side where I see enough white to be a bother to me. Okay, and let's go ahead and I'm going to use the walnut stain because it's probably got a little bit on it. Get this all darkened up here. Okay. Now, I mean, you could do some things to the envelopes before you do this. You could gesso over top, you know, before you cut them down, or, I mean, you probably could gesso afterwards, but let's see. I'm going to look at these and let's just see, you know, if we want to do something to them. I'm trying to think if I have anything like right here in my stash that we could use. Let's see. Appreciate your patience. I have some little stickers with ladies on them. I'm going to see. I mean, she looks good with the pink. Maybe we can do a few of these. Some of these are a little questionable, so I don't want to use any of those, but just looking for similar colors. That one's too red. You order something, you have no idea sometimes what they're going to send your way. What if could we introduce some yellow to that one? I kind of like that image there. It must be the right image because I stopped twice at the same one. So that's a pretty little wedding photo. Okay, let's use those. And I've got, let's see, I've got a couple. Well, those aren't going to work. Let's see. What if we mix this up again a bit? What if I take a little circle out of some of these? This is a, what is this? Probably a 3/4 inch punch. Let's see. I'm just trying to cover some of the advertisement, maybe a little. What could we do with the pink? Maybe we'll use this gray on there too. And let's get some other book page, or this will work. I'll do some book. I'm going to ink around the edges, but some book page. This paper is like butter. It's so smooth when you tear it. I love it. This is out of the book that we're using on Sample Book Sunday, this particular paper, and it's just a dream to tear the pages. It's beautiful. And let me get my little scrappy lace box here. This is just things that I'm too lazy to go put away, and see what I have. Kind of like something a little. That's not what I want. Oh, here, what about this? Okay, we're getting somewhere. Have any more? A little bit. Okay, and maybe, let's see, I have some eyelash trim if we wanted. I don't know if I want the black eyelash trim. And then I have a little cheesecloth. We'll put that in too. Maybe another shade of pink for the pink lady. Okay, let's see what we can do with this. And then, all right, do I want, oh, I should have plugged in my hot glue gun. Let's see. Might be able to, here's a little trick. If you have like a stapler, you can just get some of this ready ahead of time. So I'm gonna have, well, let's ink our, let's do the walnut stain. Oops. All right. Now she is going to have maybe that there. What if it's like kind of like that? So you can take your stapler and just staple this to hold it in place. I don't want to staple this on yet, but it's just one option. This is I think this is a sticker. Yeah, but I'm not going to worry about peeling it apart because it'll just make the corners, it's not going to come apart very easily, so I'd have to like kind of crunch up the corners to get it to come off, so I'll just leave it. All right, let's ink this one up. Okie dokie. I wonder if I can, I don't know if this is going to stay inked, but I feel like I want to ink it. It's just because it's so smooth, I have a feeling it's just going to come off, but maybe not. Yes, that's a win. Okay, let's see how my hot glue gun's coming along over here. I think it's ready to go. So we'll just get some hot glue on this guy. And we're covering up that Discover. So I'm gonna, when I pin this on here, I'm gonna turn that lace just a little bit. Okay. Get some hot glue on the back of this lady. I'm going to turn that and just get that right there. Perfect. Isn't that fun? I love it. Shakers. Okay, next, let's see how we want to design this one. Put this pink there. Okay, I'm just going to do this one as I go because I'm not going to be able to hold it. This one doesn't have anything we're covering, so it's not really super imperative. Let's see, I want this to be at the bottom. So about right there. I'm going to put the pink little lacy bit. Oops. There. This one. This one will be like that. And I'll ink around this edge. I see a lot of white there, so this is probably dry now. And then let's get our, oh, I was going to use some cheesecloth on those, darn it. Okay, well, we'll get some on this one for show. Let's see, let me get this snipped. We'll just take a little bit. And this, we're going to be covering this whole area. Let's see, we'll get this. I'm not sure where it's going to sit yet, but we'll just get it on there. And I'm going to just attach the lace to the side of my picture on this one, so I don't have to worry about where it's going to fall. Oops. I have like little hot glue strings everywhere. Beautiful. Looks like a hot glue spider visited my desk again. All right. Of course, then I put my finger right in it. Okay. Let's get some things put back where they go so I can see what I'm doing here. Okay, let's get this one inked up with this walnut stain. Okay, I gotta trim this white. It's not gonna work. Okay. And this even has room. I mean, you could trim it a little bit if you know, if you needed to fit it on a page. It's just nice to have some things made ahead, because if you're ever just looking for something in that one particular color and then you already have it, you know, you can make neutral things, but sometimes it's fun to have a little collection of stuff. Did we get the edges of this one? And you could come in, let's see, I wanna do something else here. Not that. Okay. I just want a little piece of this. Oops, let me think here. And this is just, I would just want something that's going to cover these words a little bit. So you don't have to do this. I mean, someone's probably going to be able to tell that it's a junk mail item anyway, but I just want to see, you know, what it looks like really. Let's see if we can get that right there. And then we'll just come in from the back and trim that. Maybe I'll take that all the way up because it looks a little weird just to have, it's already inked anyway, so. I mean, you could collage all around the window and use the junk mail that way. I just thought it would be neat to see the actual patterns of the junk mail used, you know, as they come to us, because not everybody has all the, you know, the different types of papers and whatnot. So that's just gives it something extra. Let's look at the others and see if they need anything. They probably do, but time-wise, let's see. I think that's good. I think we got a good little mix of junk mail shaker belly bands. What do you guys think? Is it a hit or is it a miss? Let me know. All right. Well, I want to remind you guys I have the giveaway going on. I'll have that linked in the description. If you don't know what that's about and you're a new subscriber, jump on board with the giveaway. It's going to be for a digital kit it'd be from my friend Lena's Etsy shop. I want to thank you guys for joining me for this adventure, this little trial to see. Let me cover these words too. And I will see you tomorrow when we continue in the Flora's Secret pink and gray journal that I'm working on. Just started it last Wednesday. So if you want to see a journal from start to finish, jump in on that and just watch that one episode to catch up. And that's it, you guys. Okay, I'll see you on the next one. Thank you.